course, in the other part of the country, but in Calcutta the scenario is a little different. Now, why I started this one is that I have seen the other part of the country working and forming a large team over there, and I have seen the work culture in outside India. I lived in US for many years and then came back, and then I spent a lot of years in Delhi, and then I came back and became a lot of things which is part and parcel of the HR process. How do we make the connect with the employees? I want to touch base. A few of the things is a feeling from the real life exposure. What Abhishek mentioned, a few of the things, he keeps on talking to the guys, even who has left. I think that's the thing I was trying to touch upon. So when I say the human resource management, no longer it is a subject of arts, it is more of a subject of science. And everywhere, the symptoms of breaking away is there in the organization. People know who is going to leave before it goes in a process and the person has submitted the resignation later. Now, based on that one, I wanted to based on my experience dealing with different types of employee, I have seen that the culture, which is already talked about. Okay, so I'll just move on. But before then, the employee, I wanted to say that the lifeline. Because the more we go down from the pressure, the oxygen level is higher. The more we go up by virtue of workload, experience, and a lot of garbage we carry, the weed we do not clean, the oxygen level goes down. So they are the lifeline, our employees, and that's where the story is going from here. What I wanted to mean is that culture cannot be Friday evening, all right, so we have completed a beautiful week. Because the employee, the next highest time they spend in a day is the workplace. So that should be the home or the second home for all the employees, provided we create that environment. An employee's expectation is the bare minimum. Do we have a kind of a vibrant culture in the organization? And the first line of contact is the manager. As again, Abhishek has mentioned that one, by virtue of I have become a manager, that's good, but that doesn't mean that it's a hierarchy. We belong to a different type of community where two intelligent human beings are communicating and a work product is getting created out of that. It is not that we are kind of feeding something in the machine and the machine is producing oil or some other consumable product. It's not. So we are not we don't belong to a factory of tail and good. We belong to a different industry where two intelligent human beings are interacting each other, understanding each other, understanding the requirement and translating that into the work products. And that again touches, Abhishek, thank you for touching all those key points, and that I kept in mind that yes, this is the thing we need to cover. And the key point is that the taking pride of what I am doing. Each and every line of code, and that's the manager's job to translate that one. Each and every line of code an employee is producing, each and every work product the employee is spending time to do the quality job, is actually touching the lives of normal human beings somewhere down the line. The moment we understand, we start taking the pride. That means I am doing something for somebody is going to use this application, I'm going to do some service, somebody is going to get benefited out of it. If I don't understand that one, I'll be kind of just confining myself in that area. But who's going to tell me? In the college? No. Nobody has taught me. So who's going to tell me? This is the first line of contact, is the manager's job. Manager is there by virtue of his or her experience. If there is a pitfall, he or she can point out to the team, avoid that pitfall. That's it. It should be the kind of an open door culture policy employee should be free enough to come and talk about the problem, be it a technical problem, be it a non-technical problem. If that happens, that myth says that the 60% of the population leaves organization because of the manager, that should go away. I see that as a big problem in our Calcutta or the eastern side. That's the one part. Second part is that, yes, I understand, by virtue of the seniority, people have gathered a lot of experience, but the transformation is required at all the levels. If I expect you to change, and if I don't change, there is a big conflict. And that's what it happens. The rift starts from there itself. So the next one is that the learning. It should be continuously challenging environment with a feed forward. I mean, feed forward is not a feedback. As ma'am, you said that once the feedback, I call it feed forward because everybody needs an improvement, including all of us. Do I really know that? What are the areas we need to improve? So HR, when they take the interview, I mean, I personally do that whenever I'm meeting a person. First thing I ask them, what are the strength areas can you describe? They say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm good at this, that. The next question I ask, what are the areas, top 5 areas, can you honestly tell me you need to improve? They start scratching their head. We never told them that all of us have a lot of defects, which is okay. Unless and until I accept this is my defect, I cannot, from the bottom of my heart, act towards correcting those defects. That's what it is. So that learning, continuously challenged environment and give a friendly feed forward is the key thing to create a success. Now, these are all interconnected. If an employee do not have a fear of failure, and if she or he goes to his manager or the seniors to talk about the problem and gets a good help and input, do you think that person will ever try to quit that organization? Do you feel the person will ever not try to come Monday morning and saying with a grumpy face that, oh no, another week I have to pass? That's the one. I think this is a big task. It's not the manager background, but the backbone of any organization is the HR. That needs to be, the human being needs to be touched. We should not be calling it a human resource. It's a human being we are trying to connect and then get the work out of it. And everybody should know what is the end goal they are trying to reach, followed by organization is trying to reach. Their success is the organization's success. It's not the other way around. Now, when I say the challenging, I mean, I have tried it. Initially, I continuously challenged with the newer technology. They said that, sir, I have never done this in my life. How do I do it? My point is that mutual trust. It's just an example I gave, but the trust comes the way we communicate each other. It's a non-threatening manner because they come to you for some help, be it a technical problem, be it an HR problem and all these things. You should be open enough to talk and listen to them. Before you say anything, listen to them very carefully. Put your shoes in their shoes and try to understand why this person is doing this one. The job is done. Process, everything is there at the back to support us, but at the front, we all are here to connect each other. Another one is the breaking the bad news. Organization has ups and downs. We all are kind of working hard to make sure the organization goes, flourish and goes in the positive direction. But it doesn't happen always. There's a bad moment comes. Sharing the bad news, in a way, is an art. I think that's another area we all, specifically HR, has to play a big role. 2009, when the industry was, worldwide industry was shrinking down, a lot of accounts are getting closed, we had to survive. So the top management sat for almost the entire day to debate what should we do. Then we all decided the seniors will take a 25% cut The directors will take 20% cut, the managers will take 15% cut. There is again debate on all these things. Finally, they agreed. Then came the employee. So we had a kind of an all-hands meeting about, that group was about 531 young people, engineers. We had a talk, an open forum, that this is the situation. They all know. And they are under fear of losing job, because here and there they are hearing the news of losing job. So we all said that we are taking cut, can you take a 5% cut? Your 5% can give a lot of cash to survive the company for several months. And if you have any problem, contact HR, you can you are free to say that one. And to our surprise, 100% of the population said, this is the time we want to be a part of this pain. They took 5% cut. Overnight, our cash balance or the cash position changed from this to this, and we survived. And the employees helped us. I think that's where the mutual interaction between the employee and the employer comes in. By employer, I mean all the seniors who's trying to manage the projects or who is trying to manage the show. And of course, the feedback should be from the HR, you know, that CRC. If I want to give some feedback, talk something good about the comment, good about them, then give the feedback or whatever the thing you feel that they need to improve, and end it with the best thing which you have seen. Because the 5 fingers, nobody will be same like this guy or that guy, everybody will be different. It's HR's job is to extract which is the best of this person, which one are the best in this, and then put him. So the reskilling or the shifting of a department is another thing. Like one guy who's trying hard to crack a problem, and I realize that the guy is really good, but and also he's honestly trying, but he cannot. But he has a lot of other skill. I shifted him to the marketing department and the pre-sales department. He's still there in the organization. He is one of the key guys in the pre-sales department now. But had it been the case that he is trying the AS400 code and he is struggling the entire day, couldn't crack the problem, but he didn't go home. Next day morning I saw him, he's still sitting there and trying the same old problem. Then I realized it may not be his. I had to have a very open discussion. Everybody is little bit like, it was a shock to him. But after talking half an hour, he realized probably this is the best. And he still in touch with me. He said that was a crucial moment of my life. I think, again coming back, process, everything is good, but hear them out and then talk to them, understand their problem and try to address their problem. I think the talent is out there in and around in this city. I have seen that one. If we nurture them, just don't throw them and expecting that everything will be coming out like a magic. It will never happen. It is our job. We need to train them, we need to mentor them. Managers should not be called manager, they should be called mentor. I think the coach, that's the key thing. That's it. I think that's what I wanted to share on behalf of employee. What are the expectations?